Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to bring a quick update on what's happening in the cryptocurrency world. Now, jumping right into it, guys, as you can see, the SEC has rejected 9 Bitcoin ETF proposals today, August 22nd, and these are from the companies ProShares, Direxion, and Granite Shares. Now, interesting enough, what's been pointed out in this article, and of course, all over crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, is that there's been what looks to be like a copy paste ordeal that took place with these particular rejection letters. Then the example between ProShares and Direxion here on the article, uh, these particular examples were almost word for word. I didn't see anything that was different. The only thing I saw was the same message being driven home between these companies, and the SEC looks as though they were wanting, in particular, here it says, in particular, the requirement that a national securities exchange's rules be designed to prevent fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices. So basically, it sounds like the SEC wants these exchanges to actually rewrite their rules to be very, very, very specific on how they would prevent fraudulent activities from happening from future investors for cryptocurrencies. Now, not that I have any problems with that. That's, I would imagine, a very good thing for any big time investors who do, again, who are not looking to have any type of fraudulent activity happen on them. However, let's just say these companies, actually, these exchanges, get these particular proposals written the way they feel are necessary. Are we going to have to wait the extended amount of time that the SEC has elongated before we hear any type of rejection or proposal or approval? Excuse me. And just as well, when we get to that particular point, are we just simply going to see a rejection of something entirely different from the SEC? I would hope that was all pointed out in these particular rejection letters so that we can just simply get to the point for these exchanges, have them rewrite these very specifically to the SEC's liking and standards, and then of course let's move on with getting investors on board with these particular ETFs. Now, of course, the ETFs aren't the end-all be-all, and of course, I also understand that the SEC is extremely worried about any big investors dealing with manipulation. However, interesting enough, within the last day, you would possibly have already seen what looks to be market manipulation happening here. In this particular article on CCN here states that Bitcoin price spikes near 69 as BitMEX goes offline. Now let's go back here to the charts. As you can see, this is Bitcoin. And we'll scroll back down here to the chart. This is the 7 days. You can see everything has remained stagnant for the last 5 to 6 days. Yesterday, on the 21st, we see this huge spike up, and this particular candle here, guys, apparently happened within about a minute to about 10 minutes period of time. Then went stagnant immediately after that, and today it has since dropped back down. Now we're back into what we look as our stagnant motion again, just under $6,400 per Bitcoin. Now, let's go back to this article here from CCN, and looking into this, guys, as you can see, it's basically specifying that BitMEX had posted on Twitter that they had scheduled a maintenance to take place. And then, of course, it looks as though a minute after that took place, we had this huge spike up in the price of Bitcoin. Now, so far, some of the speculation I have read is that this was market manipulation to liquidate any of the shorts that were happening to use BitMEX to do so, because once the maintenance took place, no one can go online and change or sell off or take care of any of their orders. And so making the price spike by anybody, any whales out there, would immediately liquidate the shorts, and anybody that had shorted Bitcoin at that particular time was just basically SOL. So again, that was just a speculation that I had read about this. Something else I read in regards to this was in this particular article stating that when Bitcoin's price pumped, 100 million Tether were actually fueled into the market just as well. And interesting enough, once that took place, we saw the price drop back down to $6,400. So, again, going back to the idea of market manipulation, I can understand why the SEC would have any type of issue with these particular proposals, being submitted to them, I can only imagine that anybody that's in the SEC, that high level of being able to make that kind of decision, is not already talking to people who are just large investors. And these investors are potentially talking back and forth in regards to wanting to keep their money, their funds, their investments safe and secure. But they definitely want to get on board with something that has the potential of making them even more money. And the crypto being so brand new, I would imagine that there's going to be a strong amount of focus on regulation from the SEC. So again, we are seeing a little bit of what I consider market manipulation. It has happened. It will happen. It happens in stocks. This is just something that we have to keep our eye out on, and basically also just watching the news, trying to get an idea of what is potentially being the catalyst for these particular market manipulations. Now, guys, I did a video the other day regarding my idea of where I could potentially see the price of Bitcoin going. Now, here's the thing. The interesting thing about that video is also something I wanted to talk about regarding our elongated wait for the SEC, and now them rejecting this and seeing where this leads us. In that last video, I pointed out that there was a particular time where we had this large sell-off back in 2014 that led all the way into 2015 before we saw a bottom. And then from that bottom in 2015 all the way up until 2017, we saw just about a 24 times increase. That's 2,400% difference in price of Bitcoin going up. The idea alone here is that is the waiting game. You have to be patient. Those people who bought in at that particular time in 2015 and simply waited it out until 2017 were the ones who actually gained, not people that were doing short term. You could have made that kind of money, but not many people knew about that back in September 2013. Not many people really were estimating that back into September 2017, last year, when we saw an influx in cryptocurrency. So again, really just watching the market, reading as much information, doing your own research. This is how you're going to be able to hone in on what's taking place here and seeing this thing for the bigger picture that it is. Watch that last video I did if you wouldn't mind. Just get a general idea where we could possibly see Bitcoin by 2020 and the reasons why. And of course, hopefully we'll start seeing some more information regarding the idea of approvals for ETFs in the future. Really, that's not the biggest thing that I would imagine is going to be the driving force. It will help us for sure, but if you think about it, when Bitcoin did go up, when all of cryptocurrency went up in December of 2017 to the peak in January, that was all done without the help of an ETF. That was all just people like you and myself. Obviously, people with more money just as well, but they weren't big national investors, big, huge bankers. They weren't those people. They were just regular you and I. So the idea that once big investing money comes into the play, we're not going to be dealing with billions of dollars as a full market cap. We're going to be dealing with trillions of dollars. So again, my idea is that this is the waiting game. Not that you would necessarily hodl, but you are definitely going to have to be patient. Absolutely 100% patient. So guys, I don't want to keep you too long on this. I do apologize for being long-winded, but thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. All of this is really going to help drive this information out there. I really want to get my channel up as high as I possibly can here so I can reach out to as many people. I'm just like you guys, starting low, but I want to reach out to as many people because I really, really, truly believe in this cryptocurrency. I really, truly do. And I want to get this out to as many people. If we start now, the people that start now can potentially benefit within the next 2 to 5 years. Absolutely. So please help me get this out there. Like, subscribe, hit the little notification bell just as well. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.